What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back to talk about Dustin and Carlos King and how both of those two black brothers, honey, came together to review part 1, 2, and 3 of the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion. That was a tag team, honey, that Miss Robinson didn't know that she needed in her life, honey. Okay, they gave me life. Okay, because Dustin was so on point, honey, with all his critiques and criticisms, honey, of the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast. So, honey, without further ado, honey, let's get off into it and just break down the main points that Dustin said on Carlos King's show, okay? One thing that I really liked about Dustin, especially as it pertains to his observation of Tisha, is he kept asking about where was her Mommy Business podcast. Remember, she got the blueprint. I think was that the name of it or something? She got that name from Mel. She stole a lot of things from Melody and doesn't give her credit for it. And in my opinion, it just shows how dark a person can be, right? And Tisha was the one on the stage, honey, talking about Melody had this dark black soul. No, honey, that's what you got with your copycatting butt, okay? Just ain't nothing but a copycat, okay? I also love what Dustin said about Tisha and how Tisha's growth is contingent upon her being in opposition with Mel. He feels like Mel serves as a motivator for her to glow up and step up. We saw Melody helping Tisha out in the first couple of seasons. You know, get out here, girl, meet new people, network, get out the house, go back to school, get a babysitter for the kids, be independent of your husband, honey. All the stuff that Marcel felt threatened by, right? Melody helped Tisha with all those things. So for Tisha to fight so dirty with Melody all the time and throwing Martell's infidelities in her face, y'all know I don't like that. But Dustin even noticed that, yeah, she gets really nasty and malicious with Melody. But Melody is the girl that helped you. Why you got so much dark energy towards her? But some women are like that, you guys. They are literally motivated and they feel empowered by going against you. And not only women are like that, men are like that as well. I experienced that in some relationships where there were men that were jealous of me. And a lot of times when people are jealous of you, they're threatened by you, you know, they will try to hurt you. Okay, they want to break you down and put you in lowest terms because they don't understand your strength and they feel threatened by it. They're mad that, you know, they don't have that strength and that willpower inside of them. So they tend to really become very aggressive and heartless with you. So yeah, I really do kind of get that with Tisha, right? With her energy towards Melody. Dustin also picked up a Nene Leakes vibe from Melody at the reunion, but he felt like Melody was more or less responding to the cast. But he also felt like Melody was pretty much done with the cast because Martell is the one that did this whole smear campaign, honey, on her name and assassinated her character and really took advantage of the fact that her and Destiny fell out within their friendship. He also warned Stormy at the reunion, you know, she'll be next. That looks like that's what's going to happen. That's going to be happening with Stormy, her mom, and Melody. That'll be the new storyline for the new season because y'all know Stormy's mother been attacking Melody. I'm like, dang, this girl really must be the threat. Okay, and guess what I told y'all? The threat is what? Always the target. Okay? Like when people can't deal with your intelligence, with your strength, with your ambition, what do they try to do? Try to break you down, try to tear you down. They will team up with people. We see Destiny over there with Tisha and Marcel. They on they goofy-ish, okay? Dustin also brought up the fact that Kimmy really, came down on Destiny and, pretty much got her together at the reunion like, hey, I'm tired. I have this health scare going on. I have to film. I have to share parts of my life that maybe I want to keep private. What makes you special? You need to give more. And we saw Kimmy blow up at the reunion saying that, she was tired of production talking to her about Destiny, trying to pull things out of Destiny. So he noticed Kimmy's frustration with that. And he liked that Kimmy spoke up. He also felt like Kimmy has been proving herself to be fair to Melody. And I have to disagree with that, especially this season. I felt like Maurice and Marceau coached Kimmy on being up males behind, or not even up males behind, like being her friend. It looked like both the guys sat both Kimmy and Tisha down and told them they got to stick together. And that kind of takes me back to my one of my relatives from the past had told a younger cousin of mine, well, Brandy, she may be your cousin, but that's your sister, stick by her. And I think me and one of the sisters was closer than me and the other sister. But that person, they said, to my cousin, well, none of that matters. That person is your sister. So I definitely get the vibe with Kimmy and Tisha. It's more or less, we're so close now. And Kimmy is really not going to be open and honest and transparent with Tisha and get her together, because sometimes Tisha is wrong and she need to be called out. And that was Tisha's problem the first couple of seasons. She didn't want to hear the truth about herself because she didn't want to have to grow up. She wants everybody to be on her side like she's a little girl. Now with Kimmy having this health issue, my main concern is that, this will overcloud reality. Like maybe Kimmy will, I don't know, like maybe see her health as a weakness and feel like, yeah, but, I'm going through this life or death situation. Now I have to, really, be on Tisha's side, and, that's my sister-in-law, and, I really got to have her back. And it's just like, no, just say what you need to say to her. That way she can grow. Okay, keep her honest and tell her the truth, right? And the truth needs no proof. Okay, like I don't want to see this whole, yeah, we sister-in-laws and we agree all the time, and I don't want to see that. I want to see what I saw the first and second season. Mainly, I think it was the second and third season where Kimmy was standing her ground like, hey, no, I'm not for your bullshiggity. Or Tisha, you're wrong. Or Tisha, you need to look at this like that. Because y'all remember how Tisha would act, with Kimmy, because she'll be like, well, you just taking Mel's side. Why I gotta be about taking sides? Kimmy will say, no, I told Mel she wrong for what she did. I told you wrong. And see, Tisha just wanted Kimmy to acquiesce and go along with whatever she was saying and doing, just simply in the name of they are family by marriage. That's not substance. That's not real. That's not what's true. That's not what's honest. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't really want to see that. I don't mind Tisha and Kimmy being cordial. I get it, guys. They are sister-in-laws. But I just want to see, like, some real stuff from them. Not, oh, we just got each other's backs because our husbands are brothers. And no, don't want to see that. It's like this blind loyalty. I didn't like how Kimmy was coming at Kiki. Kiki, I don't care what anybody says. She serves a purpose. She's going to tell us the real deal. the truth about Marcel and Tisha's marriage. We're not going to get it from them. We need it from an outside source. So Kimmy trying to extinguish that. I didn't really care for that. I didn't like how hard she was on her. Dustin mentioned Martell still don't have his builder's license. He still don't have his shiggity together, honey. And really quickly, I felt like Kimmy could be more objective in assessing Kiki and Mel's friendship, because she's definitely objective with Tisha and Destiny's relationship. So to me, there's a bias with that. And even Destiny, when she was asked in an interview, she was like, I don't feel like I'm backstabbing Mel, because me and Tisha was already building a relationship. And girl, bye. Girl, you over there doing what's convenient. You over there talking to that girl about Mel. She hates Mel. She jealous of Mel. So, girl, the same thing y'all doing, that y'all accusing Kiki and Mel of doing, you doing the same thing, okay? Now, this is the thing, right? Let's go back to Tisha really quickly. I thought it was very poignant that Dustin mentioned that Tisha still sees Mel as the girl with the blonde hair, right? And that's when Martell was doing all that cheating on her and walking on her. And that's how she wants to see Mel, like in her mind. She doesn't want to see that Mel is independent. I guess she's seeing somebody, right? You guys, I'm not really sure. She's left her husband. She's created all these businesses. She's on her grind. I think Tisha feels threatened by that, but I thought that was a very, observational point that he made, because she came out and did that puppet show and she really told on herself, because what color did Mel's puppet have? She had blonde hair, because that's when Mel was at her darkest. She was being cheated on, lied to, and like I told y'all, I think Tisha liked Mel more when she was going through all of that. She was more relatable. She opened up to me. There are women out here, guys, that only want to hear from you to hear your struggles. Okay, they don't want to hear that you're happy, you're independent, you single, you living your best life. They don't want to hear all that. They want to hear how that man is cheating on you, breaking you down, putting your self-esteem in lowest terms. They want to hear about him cheating and triangulating you with another woman. They want to hear all of that stuff because they are broken inside, right? Honey, Dustin also called out how Destiny was hanging on to that door at Madani, where she confronted Mel after Melody had walked out. He said that was like a cowardly move. I agree with that as well. Because Destiny had plenty of time, you guys, to talk to Melody in that store, but no, she, chose the easy way out, the way she always does. Okay. Dustin also pointed out that he felt like Destiny was eager to go up against Melody. Like I said, I feel like Destiny is opportunistic and Mel is a good storyline. For her to have, for Martell to have. Okay, these people on the first floor. Okay, he also sees Kiki in that same vein. I disagree with him on that. He feels like Kiki looks bad, because she's going up against Tisha. But what looks so bad? Maybe it's the fact that they are related. I get that. But the same way Tisha loves to get with people, kind of sort of like Martell, and do a whole smear campaign on Mel. Mel wanted to team up Tisha with somebody that knew, about the dirt in your closet, which would be cousin Kiki. Okay, cousin Kiki knows where the bodies are buried. So she's going to tell the truth about you, and you don't like that. You want to be like a little girl and be protected and, have this illusion, or live in this illusion and delusion, honey. Okay, and you're not going to piss on Miss Robinson and tell me that it's raining. Okay? So we're not going to do that. They also talked about Martell, and Dustin was saying Martell is very immature, and when it comes to him and the other guys on the show, he doesn't want to be the only one that has, cheated on his wife. I believe some of that may be true, but I feel like the other two guys are not real and transparent and forthright. They do a lot of lying. I feel like they both, Marceau and Maurice, do a lot of posturing. They don't admit, to the truth right away. Like for even Marceau to say to Melody, do you ever take accountability or responsibility for your actions? What about you? Like we've been on, we've been watching you for seasons now, and child, Carlos was like pulling teeth, honey, on that stage, trying to get Marceau to admit that he was being inappropriate within his marriage. All he had to say was, I did it. It was inappropriate. I was wrong. We talked about it. Bam. That could have been it. But no, you take everybody on this merry-go-round and like you lead us on this scavenger hunt for wherever you done buried the truth, honey, and we ain't got that kind of time. Okay? I like that they called Wanda out for her inappropriate behavior, on trying to accuse Martell of not being Sugar Mama's dad. Wanda claimed that she got that information from Dr. Heavenly's YouTube channel, when Dr. Heavenly interviewed Martell. And, Wanda conveniently used that, weaponized it, because she doesn't like Melody. Why? Her daughter don't like Melody. And they are threatened by Melody, okay? They are. They don't like her independent attitude of, I can move on, I could achieve all things through Christ. They don't like confidence. Some people, guys, they see your confidence as arrogance. They're just threatened by you, right? And so that's kind of what Melody has to deal with, especially with these people on the first floor, honey. They are always so threatened and bothered and tired and delayed, honey. And honey, if I was Miss Melody Cherie, I would be tired of dealing with these folks, okay? They touched on Tisha saying that Melody had a dark soul. I like what Dustin said about Melody, how she will never trust Letitia Scott again for saying that, and how Melody will always keep herself fenced off to the side, because I'm a lot like Melody. Once you tell me that that's how you view me, I know you don't see it for me. Okay, and we don't see it for each other. Okay, so yeah, and she already felt like that about Tisha, but that like put another nail in the coffin. So I like that Dustin was observant of that, because when I watched a lot of reviews, it was kind of pissing me off. People were playing dumb, like they didn't understand Melody's energy. Girl, why was Melody so bothered? If you are amongst a whole bunch of enemies, how would you be? Okay, would you be all jovial and laughy and jokey? And no, like, Melody is a one-man army, okay? She is. She had to hold her own. Miss Van wasn't there, okay? Kimmy, who had always, for the most part, been neutral, which, give or take, she wasn't really like that this past season. In my opinion, she was a bit of Tisha's butt, okay? I'm just saying, all that running back and Kiki said this, and so what? So what? We need to get the truth. We ain't gonna get it out of her or Big Toenail Head, so, we gotta get it where we gotta get it, okay? Now, really quickly, they actually gave Marceau Scott props for being a master manipulator, like when it comes to dancing around questions. Oh my God, he's so good at what he does. I don't think so. I think he looks pathetic. I think he looks foolish. I think that's why people have the tendency to find dirt on him, because it's like, if we can't get the truth out of you directly, then maybe we will go and print it out. We'll go look for it. So he's really, in my personal opinion, doing more harm than good. You don't want to be overly mysterious on an ensemble cast. You don't want to try to make yourself look so perfect when we know you're really not. Okay, like some of the stuff that comes out of that man's mouth, I just be like, child, you could have kept that. Okay, you making yourself look worse. Okay, and him not coming out and being forthright and being transparent when answering questions, like I said, that definitely does a disservice to him and Tisha's marriage. And that's why a lot of people will always assume he's cheating on Tisha, or maybe he's not really that into her. Well, he's still with her. Child, people will sit up with people and play and perform all day. Okay, so don't ever think because people got longevity in a marriage, it's a successful marriage. Okay, it takes a lot of hard work to move on, to separate yourself, to go about your business, to chart new territory. Everybody can't and won't do that. Dustin called Destiny out for her alleged gag order that I guess Laberic had out on her. You know, she can't speak on him, which I feel like is very convenient. I feel like she very much so manipulated that information to not share much with the audience, and that way she can continue to play in our faces and not share her life, but be all up in Martell and Melody's business, or be up in the Scott's business, anybody but her own business. No pun intended, honey. Okay. Like I said before, hopefully Miss Van joins the cast as a full-time cast member. Hopefully Melody gets some real friends on this show, you guys, because to me, she's around a whole bunch of snakes. With Martell always trying to go up against her. I notice he's a true narcissist. He'll be nice at first, and then, you know, he's looking to use the kids to, you know, leverage power from Melody. You know, he's always trying to hold her up. There's always this resentment because she left him. Okay, he's a true narcissist. He feels like I was well within my right to cheat on you for as long as I did and cause you all types of emotional abuse. You know, that's just fine. Get over it. You know, play this game with me. You know, so like she's going to always be in this push and pull relationship with him, you guys. And it's unfortunate. I personally would be done with him. With all his foolishness. You got Marceau and Tisha, they are haters. She gonna have to block them out. Stormy, she look real like, I don't know, you guys. She trying to come off as spiritual, you know, and I don't know. I was buying into it at first, and then I'm hearing your mother say all these disparaging, malicious comments about Melody and her character, and, you know, she don't really own that home, and, you know, she really don't have that much money, and that's a bad look for your mother to be talking about one of your castmates like that. Like, that is sickening to me. So, honey, in the future, I hope that Miss Melody Cherie is covered, honey, because you gonna need it. They also talked about how people are biased towards Melody. They say Melody's not in a relationship. She's not married. Why is she still on Love and Marriage Huntsville? You know, why are y'all always dogging out Destiny? You know, she ain't got no man. She's not married. She should be off the show just because of that. Well, first off, it's all about what the person gives. Melody has always been honest and transparent about her life. Putting your cheating husband out there, that's a lot emotionally to do in front of millions of people. She always gave us great entertainment, great stories. She comes off as a positive, optimistic person. Does Melody have her faults? Yes, she does. But what I will say is, honey, the way these cast members have all been acting, it's just like you kind of forget about Melody's faults. Because if you're really looking at the show and how everybody acted at the reunion, now you got Maurice trying to make Kimmy and Melody kind of be against each other. A lot of people said that, well, I don't get why Mel was so mad about what Maurice said. He shouldn't have made no comment about their relationship. They, for the most part, get along with each other. Kimmy has, for the most part, before this last season, has always been neutral. When it came to Mel, well, sometimes she was kind of saying her little stuff first season too, but y'all know what I'm saying. She was way more neutral than Tisha. She's not a hater like Tisha, right? Tisha is a very obvious hater. With Kimmy, she's always tried to be fair with Melody, but you could kind of tell Maurice has been in Kimmy's ear, and Kimmy kind of feels like Melody is being very dismissive. She's into it with Martell, and now she's mad at the world, and she just cuts people off to little or no notice. And Destiny has that same story about Mel. They really all are contributing to the smear campaign that was started by Martell, and I have to be honest, it really looks good. Okay, but you can fool some, but you can't fool Miss Robinson, because I know what I'm looking at. I done had it done to me. That's why I really know, what I'm looking at. Okay, so this ain't about being no team Melody, team anybody. This is just talking about what is going on this show, what I see these people doing. Now, I feel like going forward, I want Kimmy to be more objective, speak up more to your husband, tell him to stay out of women's business, stay away from your relationship with Melody. He needs to be open, he needs to be fair, he needs to be objective. To me, Maurice is not doing that. He often likes to draw this line of, yeah, but you my wife and we family, you and Tisha sisters, and y'all need to be going up against Melody. I promise to God, you guys, I really get that feeling that him and Marceau set Tisha and Kimmy down and was like, hey, y'all need to start sticking together, and to me, they can do that, but they need to do that in the most fair and objective way, if that's possible. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I have no issue with Kimmy and Tisha getting along and being cordial, but I do miss that part of Kimmy that held Tisha accountable and responsible for her actions. Because if Tisha feels like, oh, I'm supported all the time and I'm not challenged, she's not going to grow. She's going to stay stagnant and stay playing the victim, the wounded animal, honey, and I ain't got time for it. They also compared Destiny to Kimmy and how Kimmy went through the cancer situation and going through all those chemotherapy treatments, and how Destiny didn't have any health issues going on and still didn't give a more personal story, still was holding back on the show. And Kimmy really gave her all, and she was, had this devastating circumstance, but, she still had enough integrity in her character to give the audience, what they needed to understand and sympathize with her particular story for this season. I liked, for the most part, what they said about that. I'm glad they made a comparison, because that is something worth comparing and looking at. Like, Destiny, you have your health, and for you to still not participate, for you to still slack and procrastinate from giving us real story, not Martell and Melody's story, your own story, that's a problem. They talked about Stormy, about how they can't wait to get more from her. Carlos talked about how genius Stormy is for building a multi-million-dollar business, honey. Carlos also mentioned that the network is the people that asked him to host a reunion. I feel like Carlos did a wonderful job. He definitely held everybody accountable and responsible for their actions. And I look forward to him hosting more reunions in the future. Like, he did a way better job than that Egypt lady. She did good, but Carlos really had it going on, honey. Like, amount of emotion he's able to get from people, and the amount of realness and honesty that he tries, I would say, to get from some of the people, honey, because some of the people be dodging questions, honey, okay? Carlos also talked about how Martell was always supportive of Melody's career, driving her to her American Idol audition. She did all the talking when trying to sell this show to him. And Carlos said Martell didn't say 2 words. Melody did all the talking. And, you know, she's the mouthpiece, honey. Okay, she is the intelligent one, honey. Okay. And I think that Martell definitely contributed, you know, business wise. I think getting her involved in the property preservation, and, you know, so, you know, he helped her out as well. I think he was a lead in them cutting grass and stuff, because they both were like teachers and stuff at first. So he saw the Holtz dynamic from the start, and he said that they don't ever have to get married again. They don't ever have to date again. They will always be on this show. He even talked about how Martell thought he was fired after Melody divorced him. Because, you know, normally on these shows like Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Atlanta, or any other housewife show, you don't see the husband no more once they get divorced. But this is a different type of show. And I'm glad that Carlos created this type of show. But anyways, honey, that's all I got about, you know, what Dustin and Carlos said about the reunion. Put down your opinions on what they need to improve upon next season, like what cast members need to improve, whatever you feel they need to improve, honey. Whether it's Destiny, Kimmy, Maurice, hook-headed, big toenail head, Tisha, you know, Kiki. Put it in the comments, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.